Снайпер! Контакт! Прикрой меня! Я должен перезарядиться!
Alright, folks. Now, since there's nothing to talk about on the main servers, let's take a look at Russian server only Eric concept number 1. Tier 10 special German medium tank. It's a sniper with a 152mm. Because reasons. Looks like a modified Kampfpanzer 07RH type of chassis with a oscillating turret and a large caliber gun attached to it, but should be pretty fast with a shotgun of a playstyle. But there's only 2 pictures of this vehicle with the wallpaper, and that is it. So that's all we got, but let's take a look anyways. So this vehicle is somewhat big. Well, a little bit bigger than a Leopard 1, but a lot bigger for the caliber of the gun. 152mm. So if you can translate Russian, take a look, but I can't, so pretend whatever the hell they're saying, I guess. But 152. DPM is subpar for tier 10 snipers, but whatever. More of a tier 9 sniper with a L7, but accuracy is actually not half bad for a 152, technically. Aim time is also not that bad too, but takes about 19 seconds to reload and 254mm of pen for AP round. 750 alpha is the average, standard, and it should be high explosive anti-tank for gold shell. High explosive is high explosive, but why? It's categorized as sniper though. That is interesting. So this is currently 1.24 on the Russian server, and 𝗘𝗿𝗶𝗰𝗵 has not been updated, so we are going by it blind in terms of soft stats. But DPM with a 100% crew is about 2,500, which is actually decent with a large caliber gun, right? It's a little bit better than the BZ-75, which is a heavy tank with a large caliber gun, technically. But 0.38 accuracy, 2.88 seconds of aim time, not half bad. 12 degrees of gun depression, 12 elevation. It's also looking like a special oscillating turret. I mean, there's no trunnion pivot point like with the AMX-13s, like with the little bulge on the side of the cheeks, but is it more like a socket? A ball and socket type of deal, which is pretty interesting. Like the whole thing moves, but giving it 12 degrees of gun depression. Now elevation is not the greatest, so this thing is more like a EMIL or Kranvagn in that sense. Good gun depression, but elevation is kinda lacking. You want about 20 degrees, but then again, like I said, ball in socket type of deal of a turret design, which is still pretty neat. So, especially the gun. Now, what I'm trying to say is this gun is not a sniper gun. So on paper, the base accuracy, base aim time is surprisingly not half bad for a 152, right? But take a look at this. Dispersion factor on turret rotation, 6.9. So to give you the ballpark of the values of this friggin' terribleness of the number, this is the comparison I drew up. So with a patent tank of the M68 105mm, it has very good moving dispersion with the turret traverse. So 2.9, that is good. That is about 0.08 on the actual value that we are accustomed to actually knowing. There we go, 0.08. So technically that value, so that applies to 2.9. Moving to 183 on the FE4005, it jumps up to 4.6. So that is shifting towards bad end of the spectrum. This thing has the same dispersion factor as a Grille 15's 150mm, 6.9. To tell you how bad that thing is, it's about 0.4, which is absolutely horrendous. That is terrible. That is one of the main down feature or bad sides about the Grille 15, is how horrendously inaccurate while moving the gun. Terrible. That is close to artillery, by the way. That is close to something of a GW E100. Yeah, very close. So yeah, dispersion while traversing the turret is utterly disgustingly gross. So bad. With this 152, it is terrible. Now, on the other hand, traversing the hull and moving the hull dispersion is alright. So it's not as bad as you would think based on the FE4005 or Grille 15. It's actually about 0.2 or so. So it's not as the worst that you think it is, but it's still okay enough for a medium tank with a large caliber gun. So this gun is not accurate while traversing the turret. It is the same as a Grille 15. So you are shotgunning. You are not sniping with this thing. That is horrendous. Yeah, it's a little bit better on hull traverse and hull movement dispersion, but okay, alright, fine. I guess I don't know. How the hell do you play this thing as a sniper? Fine, whatever. So let's take a look at the shells. You have to use this page for the shells, but AP round for standard, 750 alpha, 254mm of pin. Yeah, the standard. Shell velocity is alright, 1000 or so meters per second. High explosive anti-tank for gold round. You have a little bit better penetration, but the shell velocity is dipped by 40 meters per second. It's still okay for a high explosive anti-tank. Usually they have about like 700 meters per second, so it's decent enough. And high explosive is high explosive. Shell velocity, the same with high explosive anti-tank. So you could technically, with the speed and maneuverability of this thing, jam a high explosive round into the engine deck by circling around your opponents, but okay. Alright, let's take a look at the armor. There's none. There's absolutely none. It actually has better health than the standard Leopard 1s by 100 or so. So 1950 health is not bad. It's close to the Action X Centurion. But 70 at the hull front, 70 at the turret front, 65 to 60 at the sides, and 30 at the rear. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Technically, it could bounce a high explosive round, or eat a high explosive round, but yeah, you're not penetrating. This thing's upper plate with high explosive. It's about 150, so you could throw a few high explosive rounds onto the cheeks or onto the upper plate, but otherwise, high explosive will go through, especially HESH rounds. Yeah, HESH rounds will go through the turret front. Cupola is still chimney of a... Is that a cupola or a freaking machine gun mount for the unmanned machine gun? A little chimney of a mini turret thing, alright, but that's only 100mm. Side armor is garbage. You'll jam a high explosive. Yeah, side armor is garbage. And rear armor is also garbage, but yeah, it's like a Leopard 1 practically, except large caliber gun. And what's also funny, I forgot to mention, is crew of 3. There's no loader. So no safe stowage, no intuition. You're going with just the shell. So likely the commander is also the loader, but oof. Alright, so no armor whatsoever. Mobility wise, it's actually pretty fast. Weighs about 47 tons. So roughly about 7 more tons than Leopard 1, but it's a very beefy engine, giving it about 31.3 horsepower per ton ratio. That is pretty good. That's about 50% more than a Leopard 1. So 70 kilometers per hour top speed, 25 reverse. It's shifting closer to a light tank than an actual medium tank, but hull traverse could be better. More on a fat end of a medium tank, about 33.4 degrees per second. And the same goes for turret rotation. So a little bit slow for your liking, but it's okay. It's not the worst. But this thing is a lot more nimble or mobile than a Leopard 1 to rev up. So has 50% more horsepower per ton ratio. Or horsepower per ton. There you go. Yeah. It revs up a lot faster than Leopard 1. Even faster than Lion. AMX 30. It's even faster in terms of horsepower per ton ratio than a turbo mode CES 63 Also, the Russian server has a buff to the constant number 5. They buffed the horsepower per ton from 25 to about 30. And better top speed as well. So, yeah, this thing has the best horsepower per ton ratio with the top speed. But traverse is not the greatest. Yeah, 54 degrees per second for the Lion, 41 for the Leopard 1. And their hull traverse is 52 and 47. So yeah, the hull traverse, turret traverse, is somewhat slow. A little bit, but terrain resistance is actually alright. It's not the worst, other than soft terrain, so about average. Soft terrain should be about 1.6 or 1.7, so this thing could get bogged down, but with that horsepower per ton and that top speed, it's likely about 50-ish kilometers per hour top speed on muddy terrain or soft terrain, but yeah, it's still workable. And Camo is more of a fatter medium tank than Leopard 1, so a little bit less camo than Leopard 1, and while moving as well. Firing the gun will practically negate the camo, has no camo while firing, obviously, but large caliber gun, and 400 meters of view range. So this thing, what the hell? It's this gun. Give it better turret traverse dispersion other than this garbage value. The same with the Grille 15, and this will be a fine sniper, quote unquote. But nah, this thing limits you to shotgunning people in the ass. It's not a sniper, it's a support medium tank. It's not a sniper unless the people are not moving in your reticle and they're just jumping in front of your gun. Yeah, you don't have to move the gun to get that accuracy. Fine, that's sniping. That's what you do in the Grille 15. But yeah, this thing is faster than the Grille 15 without the limited turret traverse, so to speak. But let's talk equipment. So surprisingly, when I take a look at this icon for the vehicle, it looks like a 105 or maybe 90mm long barrel gun on this icon, but it's a short barrel, 152. Fun fact, I guess. But for equipment, it's actually might be possible a rare time that this equipment is used, the improved rotation mechanism. This will buff the dispersion while traversing too, so this might be the first choice for your first slot. So I would say this thing is the first choice. It gives a buff to your traverse dispersion and other stuff, but likely vertical stabilizer. You already saw how garbage turret traverse dispersion is. Likely this, definitely this. And finally, you could go with rammer, you could go with turbocharger, maybe optics, but if you want the damage, I would say rammer. I mean, rammer is like 80% of the time. If you have it, you use it, right? There's not a bad time for rammer. There's always a good time for rammer. Always rammer. Yep. So yeah, the rare time that improved rotation mechanism is actually worthwhile on a medium tank, just to buff the traverse and dispersion. So 12.5% is still half, a little bit better than half than the vertical stabilizer, but yeah, it's still contributing to your garbage dispersion factors. And field mods, medium tank, so better traverse for the hull or less penalty to your ammo rack or damaged gun, better traverse. Definitely better traverse. Yeah, take all you can get. But dispersion or gun accuracy, fuck the gun accuracy. Gun accuracy is not accurate. Give me better dispersion. You are moving while shooting. Give me better dispersion at the cost of 0.01 accuracy. Give me better dispersion. Camo or reverse speed. Reverse speed is alright, 25 without the turbocharger. Camo is not. Camo is still kind of crap. I would say camo. Give it a little bit more survivability with the camo thing, so better camo. Reverse speed is nice, but yeah, 2 kilometers per hour reverse speed is not as much from 25. Better camo. DPM or base accuracy. DPM cost is about 70, 100 or so. I would say better accuracy. Yeah, give it better accuracy. DPM is not much. DPM is like 70 to 100. It's not much. Give it better accuracy. And finally, engine power, which is hefty, or aim time. Aim time is 0.1-ish, 15 seconds, whereas the engine power shift from 31.6 to 33.2. I would say better engine power. Aim time is somewhat irrelevant when you're just moving and shooting. You're not fully aimed unless you're sniping, quote unquote. Also, it has a different gun in this picture. You see that? Looks like the 105 with a weird shaped gun barrel. The bore evacuator is on the tip. Maybe a 90 too. Huh. But yeah, better engine power. So with the full kitted out vehicle, let's see. This thing should apply, it doesn't matter. I would say firepower, but there's no firepower for medium. With the full stats, yeah, 2700-ish DPM. Accuracy is okay. Dispersion is heavily buffed. Yeah, you have to buff the dispersion. But horsepower per ton ratio, not half bad. It's still no armor. Camo, more respectable without the actual camo paint, but yeah, you'll still likely get spotted. It's the speed of this thing, but holy crap. This is a thing on the Russian server. We already saw gimmicks like with the assault artilleries or the flamethrowers, so why not? But what if this vehicle come to the other servers? How much would I rate it based on the meta? It's certainly, I don't know if it's more accurate than a T-49 or Sheridan. Now granted, it has better penetration, right? And better accuracy, base accuracy than the Sheridan, supposedly. But dispersion while moving the gun or traversing the turret is utterly horrendous. So let's see, the Sheridan, it's the 105. Yeah, with the launcher thing, you're having to spam high explosive round or gold high explosive in the tank. So obviously penetration is better than the derp gun on the Sheridan, but also base accuracy, base aim time better than the Sheridan. So how good is the turret traverse dispersion? Oh god, 22.2. Is it that bad, or is the factors all fudged up? Let's see, Sheridan. Oh yeah, it's close. Okay, it's pretty goddamn close. 105 should be, yeah, 105 is dramatically better for turret traverse dispersion, but if you're using the derp gun, it's about, yeah, it's a little bit worse for the Eric, but it's still the same ballpark. Holy crap, that is garbage. But why is it so much different with this value than the 6.9? I don't know, you tell me. I have no idea, but once tanks.gg gets updated, it might be a little bit different, but still, it's not good. By all means, it's not good. But is it? Oh, it's faster in terms of top speed than the Sheridan, but not as much horsepower per ton ratio. Now granted, it weighs about 3 times as much as the Sheridan, so there are trade-offs, but camo on the Sheridan is also crap, but then again, whatever. So this vehicle, if it comes to the meta on the other servers, as it is, I say assembly shop will be crazy for this. It's a stupid meme of a vehicle. You're not crew trading, and you're not crew trading with this thing. You're not having intuition or safe stowage, but it should be more fun than a stupid heavy tank that just basically haul downs all the time, right? It is high octane, to say the least. Drive around and dirt people with the garbage accuracy of this gun while traversing, but it's such a big gimmick of a tank. Goddamn. The Grille 15 is not good. Grille 15's accuracy, you already know. Yeah, base accuracy is good. Traversing the turret or traversing the gun is utterly horrendous. So it's a 5. It's a stupid meme, but it could work. Technically, it could work. If you give this thing a L7, right? L7A3, like the Leopard 1, it's fine. It's even faster than the Leopard 1. Trading camo for better mobility, technically. So, but for now, it's a shotgun. It's a support medium tank. It's not a sniper. It's a 5. It's a fun gimmick. 5 with an asterisk. If you like that high octane playstyle of a light tank or fast medium tank with a goddamn derp gun, then this is practically a 7 or 8. But yeah, 5 asterisk out of a rating. Well, there you go, folks. The Eric concept number 1 on the Russian server. So I guess you'll have to stick with the actual upper ones or boring AMX30B or Lion. Ugh, so boring. There's no derp on this thing. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Oj, divojko,